First question for Coach.
Give up the first home run and come back with 7. After that, didn't seem like it was going to be one of those comfortable, easy-going games. Both teams were really going at it. What makes these two teams so good together?
We knew it was going to be a dogfight. Big 12 baseball, you show up on a Saturday or on a weekend, you know, it's good baseball. It's a good league. And as far as these two teams, I mean, I think they're both resilient. I think last night, I think you saw that. And I think today was a good example of it too.
Talk about how Birdsell attacked the plate and how
you
saw him.
Yeah, Birdie's, you know, he definitely, he's got fastball command. He's got above average stuff. You know, he's a workhorse. He's what you want to send out there on a weekend. Again, all these guys are going to keep getting better. I mean, really, like I said last night, I mean, we're really only we're about 2 months in as far as these guys getting on the mound, and kind of everybody's just getting started.
Coach, on the topic of Birdsell, I mean, more than once gave up a couple runs or a couple hits, worked around him, retired the side after. I mean, what does that say beyond the stuff about a kid?
Yeah, he's got great makeup, and he trusts the stuff. And I mean, I guess it'd be easy to trust your stuff if you threw that hard, right? And but I mean, that's a sign of a good starting pitcher. A guy, you know, can get in some jams and you know, pitch his way out of it. And obviously, you know, he's one of our better arms, and we're going to allow him to do that.
What's it say about this team that no matter what position it is, they have the resiliency and the fight to come back down 1, down 4, down 2?
Yeah, we're learning that as we go. I mean, we really are. And again, it's still very early, and guys are competing. I do think they're making a commitment to play 9 innings or 10 innings, and to play the pitch in front of them. That's easier said than done, and that's something that's in this game's always a challenge every day.
You've praised Kurt Wilson all season and for some time now, but how do you feel when it comes to the plate in these situations?
Yeah, I mean, so in the 9th, he came up with a man on first and no outs, and that kind of tells you how I feel about it. I mean, we weren't even entertaining bunting. We were probably a pitch late as far as on starting the runner, and he hit a ball really hard right at the second baseman, which means the guy made a very good pitch. You know, all these guys, we want to give them the freedom to grow as a, you know, offensive player and as a baseball player. And Kurt's still coming. I mean, he's been, you know, he's been around here, but again, he's still very young in relation to playing baseball. And you'd have to ask him how old he is, but there's not a lot of guys anywhere to me that can play every infield position and every outfield position. And I've mentioned it before, the Taylor kid that plays for the Dodgers, he's reminded me of him since you know, since the day I ever saw him play. And then as he matures, obviously you're seeing that tool set.
You've already obviously seen a ton of baseball, but to be facing the top
today.
I know, yeah. But to face a top 5 team and walk them off 2 nights in a row on a steal of home and a grand slam, where does that rank in terms of all timers?
Yeah, I don't know that we're going there right now, and really we probably don't even entertain the whole ranking deal. Don't even think about it. We know every time you go out and play a Big 12 opponent, you got to show up and earn the right to win. And I mean, there's a good bit of our guys have obviously competed against their guys, and so it's really, you know, you go compete, and you know, you play pitch to pitch, and you do the best you can there. And as far as all-time deals, 2 days in a row, it's still early. I mean, again, it's March 26th, so I don't want to say, you know, I mean, we had just as much fun a couple 1-0 games one time in a super, right? So baseball's interesting to me, Don. That You know, each day presents a different challenge, presents sometimes a different set of circumstances. And today, I mean, if you just pick this box score up right now and you see the final score, you wouldn't have known it was a one-run game unless you watched the game for the whole game. Like, you'd look at it and go, oh, 16-12, man, that was offensive. But it was a good baseball game. I mean, both teams played good defensively and ran the bases good for the most part. And, you know, both sides had some guys make some big pitches.
What made 10th inning bases loaded the moment for Cody Masters to make his be called on the first time this season?
Yeah, so we got him some. You knew he was in the cage a couple weeks ago. He's getting healthy. He saw live pitching this week at least twice, maybe even 3 times. Had a number of at bats. Swung the bat as good as anybody on our team in those live at bats. And so we made the decision to have him, you know, put him on the 30-man for, you know, the weekend. And he's got a lot of experience pinch hitting, and you know, and so obviously that's why. And obviously we ran for Ty Coleman, so kind of if you don't run for Ty's walking up there to hit.
Talking about a tough big 12, 5 for 5, Melendez and Staley.
Yeah, how about that?
Just have you just kind of talk about them, kind of with seeing them one more time tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know I've ever seen anybody as hot as Melendez. You know, we all saw him flip the bat a couple weeks ago, 10 days ago, and it looks like to me he really learned a lesson through those trials that he went through on that. Because I mean, obviously you want to, you know, and I guess what I'm saying is he's doing a really good job of going pitch to pitch, and he's hitting balls out and he's running around the bases, and next thing you know he's up again. And you know, that's how you're supposed to play the game of baseball. He's actually a pleasure to watch. You know, he's not, you know, there's not a lot of extra stuff there, and it's plus power. And the guy hitting behind him, what a day! I mean, he swung the bat really good, and so did Kennedy and a bunch of those guys. I mean, they had good at bats through the day, and I don't know that I've ever seen a box score at the college level where 2 guys in the middle went 5 for 5. I mean, usually there's one out in there, right? And I mean, you thought he'd had a tee putting it on. I mean, you know, Melendez, you thought he was just putting it on a tee. I mean, we've pitched him every way you can think of pitching him. Right, left, in, out, up, down, and it seems like he's hitting it.
Coach, to go a little further on Texas, I mean, obviously a great baseball team, and outcome different yesterday, today, I think that would still be true. But could you just tell us a little bit what you saw from them? I mean, the depth in the bullpen today, I mean, they seem like a really excellent baseball team.
Yeah, and so, yeah, when you just look, so I got to look at, you know, Morehouse, I think he was 95, maybe he was at least 92 to 5, right? Really good arm. They haven't used him a whole lot. Nice to have a guy sitting down there like that, obviously. You know, the next guy, Staley's always been, you know, and so again, yeah, they've got some depth, and you know, again, it's yeah, they got a great lineup. They play good defense, and again, I think they're to be commended for the way they're going about playing. I mean, there's 2 tough losses as you'd have, and you know, those guys, they'll show up tomorrow. We know that 100%. That you can see that, and to me, just watching them over the last couple weeks, and that road trip they went east, you know, they had a tough time, but to me, it's they probably grew up a little bit also. Not that they needed to grow up. I mean, don't let them use that one.
One more question.
Believe me, there's growing
Last
in.
question with Don.
Did you recruit Melendez when he's down at OC?
We did. It came down between us and them, and you know, he's an El Paso Coronado kid, and hits with Omar Quintanilla quite a bit. I think you know where Quintanilla went to school, and they won out on that one.